And this is a legislative act, and therefore the speech or debate clause confers her immunity. Just yesterday, the judge ruled on these motions, and this is what the judge said.
Tonight, clashes and arrests outside the Broadview ICE detention facility near Chicago. Broadview's mayor saying 4 officers were injured, 3 of them hospitalized.
And we're back, y'all. Thank you for watching today. Go ahead and hit that like button, my people. You know that helps us out a ton. And of course, it helps you because it helps us keep bringing you these stories every day. Now, y'all, today we're going to be talking about your girl. That is LaMonica McIver. You are seeing her on your screen getting into a little scuffle. This was way back earlier in the year, y'all. Was this before the summertime? Like, I think during the springtime when this whole ICE situation really started to heat up, and McIver and some of her New Jersey buddies, including the mayor of Newark, they said, let's go on over to the closest ICE facility, the closest immigration holding detention facility, and let's check on that. And let's check on it and see how the detainees are doing. We're going to exercise our oversight. And so outside of that facility, there was a scuffle that you're seeing. This led to the mayor being arrested. He was later released with no charges, or whatever charges they were going to put on him. I think misdemeanor charges. The United States government dropped. But they did put charges on McIver, y'all. And she filed a couple of motions to have these charges dismissed and to get herself out of trouble. And I'm going to tell you what happened with that. I'm going to tell you the outcome of that here shortly. And also in other ICE facility or immigration facility related news, crazy situation at Broadview today in Chicago. Lots of people arrested, police officers hurt, etc. We're going to cover that as well. So we have 2 immigration detention facility violence related stories today. One, a United States representative, going to tell you if she was able to get herself out of trouble. And then also all HE double hockey stick broke loose today at Broadview, y'all. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. But before we do, y'all, we are launching our official Patreon. So if you want to be a founding member on our Patreon, we have just 222 slots, y'all. If you want to be a founding member, go down, click the very first link in the description, and you're going to feel good about this, y'all, because believe it or not, we are an actual paralegal school, and we help people get their paralegal certificate and get working in the paralegal field. And all of the proceeds from our Patreon, when you enroll as a founding member, all of that is going to go to scholarships for people who would like to study at our institute, y'all. So click that first link down in the description. Join us as a founding member, y'all. This deal will not come back. Now let's get into the story. Now here we have the first motion that McIver filed. This is the motion to dismiss based on legislative immunity. She filed this one. These were filed back in August, I believe, both of these motions. Let's get to the juicy part. So here it says Congresswoman McIver's congressional oversight authority. So Congress does have a certain authority to oversee things, okay? So essentially she's going to try to flip that oversight authority into congressional immunity, okay? So the key to that here of this argument was the speech or debate clause requires dismissing the indictment. The indictment charges Congresswoman McIver for her conduct while she was undertaking a quintessential legislative act, a member of Congress's authorized visit to inspect the conditions under which ICE, an agency of the executive branch, is detaining immigrants using federal funds. The speech or debate clause confers broad immunity for legislative acts. So they're saying she was exercising her oversight capacity as a U.S. Congresswoman, and this is a legislative act, and therefore the speech or debate clause confers her immunity. So that's okay. So that's the first argument to dismiss the charges. Second argument, notice of motion to dismiss based on selective enforcement and vindictive prosecution. Y'all, I'm just going to boil this one down without getting into the nitty gritty and the weeds. Trump don't like her. Okay. Trump don't like her. She's a political rival. So he's just going after her based on that. Okay. That's what that says. So what do you think, y'all? These 2 motions were in the air until just yesterday. The judge ruled on these motions, and this is what the judge said. The matter having come before the court on defendant LaMonica McIver's motion to dismiss for legislative immunity under the speech or debate clause and motion to dismiss for selective enforcement and selective prosecution and vindictive prosecution, and the court having considered the submissions of the parties and held oral arguments on October 21st, 2025. It is the 13th day of November, 2025. Order that the defendant's motion to dismiss is denied and denied. Okay, so both of her motions to dismiss were denied, which means that the indictments were not dismissed, which means she's still going to trial as of right now. But they are scheduling an in-person status conference for November 20th, so we'll see what happens. But as of right now, y'all, your girl's going to trial for that, for what you saw her doing on the screen. Now, y'all, let's move over to Broadview and the chaos that happened there today, y'all. Check this out.
Tonight, clashes and arrests outside the Broadview ICE detention facility near Chicago. Broadview's mayor saying 4 officers were injured, 3 of them hospitalized, saying violence by protesters was, quote, outrageous. 21 people were arrested at this facility, which has become a flashpoint for demonstrations against President Trump's crackdown on illegal immigration. Today's protest planned by a group of religious leaders, calling on detainees to receive spiritual care.
So as you know, Broadview has been the site of, it's just been the site of protests for months at this point. And the people you're seeing out there, those are Illinois police. They're the Illinois, I believe, the state patrol. So those are not the federal ICE and CBP officers that you've been seeing.
Those people need to be released and recognized and given their rights back.
You're here because of the detainees in that facility.
Oh yeah, I'm here for them.
All of it after a federal judge spent more than 4 hours inspecting the same ICE facility, part of a lawsuit filed by attorneys for migrants. Another judge ordering the federal government to make improvements, calling the conditions unnecessarily cruel. DHS says detainees are adequately provided with food, clothing, shelter, and medical care.
So inasmuch as the conditions really are the way that they've been described, I mean, those are quite terrible conditions, provided that that is the way that the conditions are actually inside. Of course, that's no excusing violence on the outside. That's no excusing resisting arrest. That's no excusing impeding the official duties of ICE and CBP and other immigration officials. But yeah, y'all, they got to fix those conditions if they're as bad as they have been reported.
And now, new ICE enforcement operations in Florida. DHS saying over a period of 10 days, they've arrested 230 undocumented immigrants, many with criminal convictions, including for sexual assault and attempted murder.
These heinous criminals have gone and attacked children at their most vulnerable state, and law enforcement has stepped up to the plate to remove them from the communities.
Meanwhile, a senior DHS official telling NBC News that Border Patrol agents are expected to begin immigration enforcement operations in Charlotte, North Carolina next.
So y'all, not only is LaMonica McIver, not only is she going to trial for what she did, not only are these people that you just saw at Broadview going to trial for what they've done, most likely, I mean, their processes will play out, but also another aspiring Illinois politician was arrested in the Broadview area, and she has been indicted and she's going to trial. Okay. They all say that they're innocent, y'all. And frankly, you know, I see a lot of people like, lock them up. You know, I'm of two minds about this, y'all. I mean, I personally feel like a little pushing and shoving, you know, a little pushing, a little shoving. You're a congressperson. I don't personally want to see LaMonica McIver go to prison for a little pushing, a little shoving. I don't want to see this lady that you're about to see here go to prison for impeding an ICE vehicle. Now, there should be some punishment, and that's the limitation of our criminal justice system, that I don't know what the punishment should be, because I do think that they did something that should be discouraged in the law, but prison is just not the punishment that I would like to see.
I believe that we will win. The Broadview ICE facility has been the place of protest for many politicians running for public office, including progressive congressional candidate Kat Abu-Ghazala. Seen here in braids, she and 5 others have been indicted with a series of felonies related to a protest where she allegedly, quote, banged aggressively and pushed an ICE agent's vehicle. Abu-Ghazala says she was exercising her First Amendment rights.
So there you have it, y'all. I'd like for you to let me know. What do you agree with me or disagree? You saw LaMonica McIver doing a little pushing, a little shoving, right? But she didn't punch anybody. She didn't tackle anybody. She didn't, pull out a weapon and hit anybody. It was a little scrum. It was a push, it was a little scuffle, little push, little shove. Do y'all think that she should go to prison for that? Just keep it real, okay? I know that people are hungry to see justice after Donald Trump was mistreated, okay, while he wasn't president. I mean, we can all agree on that. At least that's my opinion. But I don't know that little push, little shove, I'm gonna send you to prison is the right move to get justice for what happened to Trump, okay? That's my opinion. I would like for y'all to let me know what you think. Drop a comment down below. But before you do, y'all, please stop, hit the share button, share this video out over email, text message, WhatsApp, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, all your favorite social mediums. And of course, if you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe. Y'all check out the Patreon. It's the first link in the description. We would appreciate your support. Thank y'all for watching. Love y'all, and we'll see you back in the next one.